What's going on, everybody? All right. I know you're disappointed. I know you're a little upset that the Canadiens didn't clinch again for the third game in a row. But before we break down the way it happened, we got to start this video off the way it deserves to start off after what we got treated to tonight in the first period. And we need to start this video off with electricity.
With the digits on his back of 93. Goes after it now. He's in. He scores! Oh my! Demidov!
Welcome to Montreal, Ivan Demidov. I'm so glad he's here. I mean, I know we didn't get the result tonight, guys. I know we didn't get it. And a lot of fans are upset how this game ended. But to not start off this way, with it was written in the stars, it was practically written in the heavens that Ivan Demidov was going to score in his first NHL game with the Montreal Canadiens, and he did just that. And not only that, before he scored his first NHL goal, he got his first NHL point on a beautiful assist on Alex Newhook's goal. Let's take a look at this here as well. But before this, to get the puck over the line and help with the entry on this play, Ivan Demidov put the puck through his legs to get it into the zone. And you see the rest here from Ivan Demidov and the crowd pop from just the assist from his first point, from our first taste of the offense that Ivan Demidov can bring and produce for this Montreal Canadiens team was absolutely outstanding. From the rookie lap to the assist to the goal, to every time this guy touched the puck, as soon as he got on the ice for his first shift, you heard the crowd just with a sense of expectancy, right? There was a sense that he was going to do something special every single time he was on the ice, and he had so many chances throughout this game in addition to the ones that he created with the two goals that he created. So this was a special night regardless of the result. So I just had to start the video off this way, giving props where they're due, because Ivan Demidov is here and we are going to look forward to a lot more electricity from this player. All right, so let's cut to the chase. Let's go right to the shootout to talk about how this game ended in bizarre fashion. In fact, I have never seen an NHL game end in more bizarre fashion than this one. I mean, you could go back to the toe in the crease from Brett Hull in 1999, the Dallas Stars beating the Buffalo Sabres, and how that was apparently a rule. It was a rule, and they eliminated the rule. And this is what I'm going to get to in a second. Speaking of eliminating rules, Brett Hull scored a goal, and his toe was in the crease. And technically, at that point, the rule was your toe could not be in the crease, period. In order for a goal to count, it could not be in the crease. But it did. And the Dallas Stars won the Stanley Cup on that very play. So when it comes to the shootout, I think this is part of the reason why the shootout needs to be eliminated, especially in a playoff deciding game where it's down to a shootout. And not just because Montreal lost. No, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, if you're not a Habs fan, or even if you are. But I just think that it kind of cheapens it a bit. And the Canadiens need to earn this playoff spot. And that's why, to me, I'm not upset that they didn't get it in the shootout tonight. They almost didn't get it in regulation, right? This team was sluggish. They lacked on execution. I'm actually going to pull up Marty St. Louis' quote here. And he said that, the mind was clouded tonight with some of the guys. And the execution, the stress level goes up, and the execution just wasn't there for the majority of the second half of the game, right? Chicago capitalized on two of those power plays. But back to the shootout here. I just think that, we saw the goal from Frank Nazar that we didn't see the goal. Let me make clear. We did not see it, not from the angle I saw. And I even watched the replay back on the one angle. You still couldn't see the puck enter the net. So much so, the referees didn't see it either at first. And it took Patrick Laine shooting and missing to then go back and realize that Lazar had scored and Montreal had already sent out another shooter. So it was so bizarre. They go back, they review it. The puck is clearly in the net. Nazar loses possession, almost, doesn't fully lose possession. It's not a shot attempt, but there was a weird sequence there. But that was just a sign to me that the shooter has to be eliminated at some point. You have to extend 3-on-3, and you have to allow a goal to be scored in order to finish a game. And 3-on-3, No, there's not going to be 3-on-3 in the playoffs. You're not going to win a Stanley Cup with a shootout or with a 3-on-3. You're also not going to win a Stanley Cup with a shootout. We are not like the World Cup. We are not like soccer, period, where you can win a World Cup with penalty shots, right? That's not how the game of hockey is decided in the most important games that are ever played for the Stanley Cup, for the biggest trophy that you can win in the game of hockey. So all that to say, I think the shootout needs to eventually be eliminated. But I just, I saw a lot of fans upset, and I think your initial reaction after this game, a lot of folks that I saw were saying that the Canadiens don't deserve to make the playoffs. I don't know why people think that. They still earned a point in this game. No, they did not play a great game. They are still 4 points up on Columbus. Columbus has to win the next 2 games. If they lose one of the next 2 games, the Canadiens will get in automatically. If the Canadiens get 1 point in their final game against Carolina, they get in. So the chances are still very, very high, in my mind, for the Canadiens to get in. The scenario is much more in the Canadiens' favor right now, but they still have to earn it. And I'm good with that. I'd much rather them earn it, deciding their own fate, if you will, as they've been doing up until this point, holding a lead for so long with the wild card spot, with the Rangers taking it for a second and then taking it right back from them. So all that to say that don't give up on this team, man, because they weren't supposed to be here, right? They weren't even supposed to get into the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to get in. A lot of media didn't think they were going to get in. Most of you guys, I don't want to say most, some of you probably didn't think that they were going to get in. And now they have a real chance to get in. They've had 3 chances, which they haven't done it, but it's not supposed to be easy. This is supposed to be one of the hardest things to do, is to qualify for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we're seeing why. And this team is still nowhere near what they're going to become in the next few years, with the pieces they're going to add and subtract, right? So frustrations with Patrick Laine for me. In hindsight, could you have put in Ivan Demidov in the shootout over Patrick Laine? Well, we just heard from Demidov in the media. I just watched it, and he was going to be used in the shootout very, very likely after Nick Suzuki. So I don't fully understand the decision to go to Patrick Laine. I noticed they put Laine on in overtime. That was fine. They did put Ivan on in overtime. He had a chance to get a breakaway. You guys probably saw that, and he didn't actually make the clean break. But I don't fully understand the decision to go with Laine before Demidov in the shootout. I think Demidov had a bit of a hot hand and was playing loose. He was the loosest player on the ice, and even Marty St. Louis said how he came in a bit naive. He's not really used to the pressure. He's not feeling what these guys have been feeling for weeks and months, the pressure to win and to try to get in the playoffs. So I think it would have been wise to go to Demidov before Laine. Would it have put more pressure on Demidov? Maybe. But Laine, went with this typical glove high move, which did work earlier this season in the shootout. But that's the only decision I would maybe question with Marty. But they were going to put Demidov in after Suzuki, and Caulfield didn't score. Suzuki didn't score. They've been getting this team as far as they have, and they're the guys you go to first. So you can't really question those decisions. It's just the Laine shootout attempt that I questioned. But this game was entertaining for a while, right? I mean, the first half, it was just all the hype around Demidov, but man, did he deliver. He delivered on the hype, man. He really did. So I'm just so excited that he's here. I really am. Lane Hutson in this game is now 1 point away from tying Larry Murphy for the all-time assist record, but he did, in fact, still break a record for Canadiens rookies with assists. And I'm actually going to pull it up here because I didn't quite have it saved. But Lane Hutson is now the single-season franchise record, holds the single-season franchise record for points by a rookie defenseman with 65 with the Montreal Canadiens. Congratulations to Lane Hutson, who helped assist on the tying goal by Juraj Slafkovsky. Went off Slav's skate, the shot by Caulfield, and that helped solidify the Canadiens to get back to a 4-point lead in this wild card race over Columbus. So, what more do you guys want to talk about? I don't really want to carry on here too much. It was a loss. It was a tough loss, but I'm not upset at this team. I mean, I'm proud of this team. I really am, and I think that they're going to get it done. I think they're going to get it done, and I think they're going to do it the right way. They're going to earn it the old-fashioned way. They beat Carolina this season. They hadn't beat Carolina in 9 previous attempts. And beating a good playoff team, also like Carolina, to get in would also be more satisfying and gratifying for the players and for us, the fans. Of course I would have celebrated with you guys tonight if they got in. And of course I would have celebrated if they got in the shootout. So that being said, like, I would have got over it if we wanted the shootout is what I'm trying to say. But I just want to leave it to you guys now. What are your thoughts on this game now that they've had time to process and calm down and get over the fact that they didn't clinch again? But what did you take away from it? I want to hear what you guys have to say down below. What did you make of Ivan Demidov? I want to know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. And what do you think could possibly come in for a lineup change? Do you see Jack-I getting back in? Is Heineman healthy enough to get back in? Because some of you said, and I think it's true, Kapanen just really isn't doing enough to try to produce for this team right now. It's not even his fault necessarily. He's young. Kuridok is hurt, So let me know your thoughts down below, guys. It was still an exciting night. I was proud to be a Canadiens fan tonight. It was exciting. It was electric. I want to know your thoughts down below. Leave a comment, and we'll see you guys real soon. We got one more to get it done. We're going to get it done, guys. I believe that firmly. And I haven't been able to say that most of the season. They're going to get it done. We'll see you guys soon. Go Habs, go. Demidov is here to stay.